I kind of snuck in the back, so I didn't have the pleasure of seeing our greeters this evening, but do we have student greeters out in the hall greeting you? The football team. Oh, okay. So should we save?
Yeah, let's save that.
Let's save that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you either way for being here tonight. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items as listed?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Some pretty awesome donations on there.
Yeah,
Just
the 5,000 donation from the Norland
Mhm.
Foundation. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Victor Falls PTO donation for a bike program is pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, at this time, we have some recognition of staff, students, and community members.
So we have two special recognitions tonight, but what I want to make sure you're aware of is if you look around the room tonight, there are incredible posters that have been made by our students honoring our school board because it's School Board Appreciation Month. What people don't realize is the time and effort our school board puts into really guiding the vision of this district. And they allow me as a superintendent to work with incredible people every day that forward that mission. So thank you for what you do. You've got some great little gifts from different schools and all sorts of goodies and treats. And so just take a look around the room while you're sitting there pretending to listen. And yeah, just all sorts of great things. So thanks to our schools and to our school board. Michelle Lewis, we're going to honor some pretty incredible teachers too. So come on up.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? My name is Michelle Lewis, and I have the great pleasure of serving as the Executive Director of Learning and Innovation in this very amazing school district. And tonight, I'm so thrilled to share in the celebration of our 3 newly certified National Board Certified teachers. So a few fun facts before we introduce our teachers. So in Sumner-Bonney Lake School District, approximately 25% of our teachers now have their national board certification. If you go up to our learning center, you see a big banner because we were honored a few years ago for having one of the highest percentages of national board certified teachers in the nation. I think it really speaks to how much we value teaching and learning in this district. And in fact, it is the reason why I came to Sumner-Bonney Lake School District. Don't know if Bill knows this, but before I actually officially started working for the district, I was invited to come to a learning walk with the Puget Sound ESD. And when I walked into the building, I was so impressed because alongside all of the trophies was a row of pictures of teachers who had earned national board certification. And I knew at that moment that this district really valued teaching and teachers. And I said, I need to work there. And now I do. Dream come true. A few other fun tidbits. Nationally, research states that national board certified teachers get better results on standardized tests. And across our district, we see our national board certified teachers implementing research-based practices and many innovations. They are our teacher leaders, and we are so grateful for all of their work each and every day. None of this would be possible, though, without 2 very important people who are here tonight, and those are our facilitators. So I'd like to invite Jenna Chandler and Julie Hannon to come up. So Jenna and Julie are the biggest cheerleaders. They are editors. They, I think, have a nice supply of tissues, and people are stressed before they have to submit. And they also help us to recruit folks to participate in the program. And we really couldn't do it without you. We thank you so much. They're a wonderful team. And now I want to introduce to you our 3 new NBCTs, starting with Heather Heidi from Tahale Heights Elementary. Come on up. we have lots of swag to give you tonight, starting here with a golden apple in this beautiful red box. And Heather is certified now as a generalist in the area of early childhood. Do you want to join the facilitators? Next, we have Megan Jones from Donald Eisman. Congratulations. And Megan certified in mathematics and early adolescence. And then finally, we have Kara Reed from Sumner High School, who has a future teacher with her, probably. All right. We start recruiting teachers very early. And Kara certified in English language arts, adolescence, and young adulthood. And at this time, I'd like to invite the board to come take a photo with our MBCTs and our facilitators. And everyone, when we finish, we're going to exit and go out to the lobby, and the paparazzi are going to follow us so that we can take more pictures. We should get them to hold. Oh, wait. Would you like to hold the plaque as well? All right. All right.
All right, ready? I think it's you. 1, 2, 3.
All right. We'll be adding the plaque to our wall of fame up in the Learning Center where we have the names of all our MBCTs displayed. One more round of applause. Thank you. Right. Who's next? All right, get there.
I almost took it. You're gonna take it anywhere.
All right, we have one more recognition, which is pretty special in itself. If you haven't heard lately, we have a state championship football team. Hey, Roger. Yeah, hit it. Whoa. That's awesome. So at this time, we like to invite Principal Jeff Baines to recognize some pretty incredible, well, you can come up too.
Mace, you can come on up too. And you guys, you four can come on up. We'll call Coach up. Thank you very much, Dr. Dan and school board. It was truly a magical night. And the one thing that's doesn't get captured was about midway through the second quarter, an old coaching buddy of mine grabbed my arm and we were standing down on the field and he told me to turn around and look. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Tony? I'm looking. And he said, no, turn around and look. And to see the community that was down at that game and the support that we had and all the fans was just unbelievable. And the only story I want to tell is I looked up at the clock. Well, first of all, I saw Mace fidgeting around with the ball, and he's our long snapper. And I turned to Chris Paulson, our AD, and said, we're faking this. Look at Mace. And Mason's fidgeting. And next thing you know, we run the fake punt. We get the first down. And then I really don't remember much after that, to be honest with you, because I just remember out of the corner of my eye seeing Keith running on the field. And I'm like, why is Keith running? Into my mind, why is Keith running on the field? And I look up, oh, he's calling the timeout because there's 3 seconds left. So that was a fun night for Keith and I. It's been now it's been what, 20 years, 20-year journey, 21-year journey. Bill was a big part of that as well. I was super excited for the school, the community, but I got to be honest with you, I was really super excited for the kids and for Keith, right? And I woke up that morning and I was a mess. And Marguerite wanted to know what was wrong with me, my wife, and I said, Keith's got to win this game. So I want to bring Coach Ross up so we could recognize him and the boys. And then Tracy, if you would come up too. Yeah. Do you want to say anything? No. He hired me. Or you or the boys?
Oh, you want to go first, boys? You're prepped up?
Sure. Good. I want to thank you guys for the support that you give our Sumner-Bonney Lake School District and obviously our football team. I mean, we wouldn't be here without you guys. I kind of just want to share like a special moment, and obviously this game is special to us and our entire team, but I want to say like the process of these past like 4 years at Sumner High School has been not like so much growth, not only as like an individual, but also as a teammate, as a leader. And I want to thank obviously Coach Ross for that. He's kind of been like a mentor and almost like a father figure for me. So that's been so much I'm so grateful for that. But I would say like our last 2 games has kind of been more of like a I don't know, it's hard to put into words, but this is my last time ever putting my cleats on, so it's kind of tough for me, but obviously by choice. But playing along these guys and being elected captain and working so hard for these past 4 years it's been really special to me. And I've been playing since I was 6 years old, and finishing out like this, there's no other way to go out. And our community is like no other. There's, I don't know, 20,000 people at this game, and you can barely hear on the field. We got hand signals coming everywhere. I mean, it was a crazy experience, and to come out on top like this, and our quote was, "Why not us?" And really, why not us? I mean, we've put our blood, sweat, and tears into every day, every year, and so these guys as well, and as well as other teammates. So, and that wouldn't be possible without our staff and you guys and our whole community. It wasn't just a win for us, but it was a win for everybody. And as you can tell, as you guys and the staff and the community was everywhere. And there was fireworks going off when we got back. We had a celebration in the gym. I mean, it was crazy. So I just kind of want to say thank you. And it's been especially these past 4 years, and it wouldn't be possible without everybody here. So.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow that up. I mean, he summed it up pretty well. But one thing, like Baines was saying, just to play on in an atmosphere like that, right? To see a community rally around a team that even like they maybe don't have a personal connection with some of the players, but they have a connection to the team still, because once you're a part of it, it's the culture is different here, you know. And that's what I can thank Ross for, is he's changing individuals and growing us into people that are going to be successful in the real world, because we've learned real skills from this, and our hard work has paid off in a sense, and everyone's hard work, right? So it didn't start this year, but it started all the years before this year that built a culture that we have here in the community rallying around, like you said, and just, yeah, that's all I got.
My name is Jaden Chemese, and I'd like to thank you guys for just building such a great school and community. Like without this community, I don't know what I've done. Because earlier in this season, I had a gruesome lower leg injury, and just there's people reaching out I didn't even know, and being able to build such a great school and have people that actually want to come here, it means a lot. I had people never seen before come to my house, reach out, give me things I need, help out. Just having such a special community means a lot. And when you have that community, it really pushes you to want to do something for that community. And I feel like our team, we just wanted to do something for the, is bigger than just a team. It's for the entire community. It's been 47 years since we've won a state championship. So we were able to bring that to the city.
My name is Luke, and I just want to thank you guys so much and this community because before this season, I had an unfortunate tragedy happen to my house, and right after that, Ross called me and checked if I was okay, and just the following few months, just so much support, and just it really set me up to be the best player I could this year, and is truly the reason why I am here today as a captain and as a state champion with my brothers here. And just like Jane said, just people from the community that I didn't really talk to or know before just reached out, just gave me stuff and just their thoughts and prayers. And I'm just beyond blessed to be here in front of you guys talking about this. And yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I kind of thought of something else when Jaden was talking. He was saying how it's really special here and how people want to come here. It's not very often at schools, especially in high schools now, right, where you want to see kids who are eager to show up to school because it's a good environment there. There's people who are just itching to get out of the place they're in and transfer to a school like Sumner. So it's really just Sumner's making dreams happen, and it's a good environment and good people and good community. You just couldn't ask for more. So sorry, I just had to add that.
Nice job, fellas. Luke's family house burned down tragically. They lost everything that they owned. They lost their animals. Jimmy's leg injury was one of the worst I've ever seen, and it happened right in front of our team, and he was our captain and our guy, and it was devastating. But what the team teaches us is when adversity strikes, we punch it in the mouth, okay? Because we talk about bad things are going to happen on the football field, in the game, in math class, in real life, in your marriage, in your job. And we teach kids what to do when those things happen. And that's why we're state champs this year. We've had really good teams at Sumner High, but this team was resilient. Nothing phased them. If you watch our last 4 games, we won them in the last seconds, and nobody was frazzled ever. So, gentlemen, GPAs, what are they? I'm proud of you guys. 3.6, 3.3. 3.5, 3.9. Okay, good. Yeah. What? Yeah. 3.96. And but this shows that the players vote for captains and we don't mess around. We don't vote for who's popular or who's good. We vote for kids that represent what we're trying to do. And that's be great student athletes. So this was a great representation of our captains. I've been here 27 years. My wife has been with me for 27 years, and it's been a crazy, I want to say wonderful ride for the 27 years, but it hasn't been. And she's been with me the whole time. And, it was just great finally to win one. Like these boys said, one of our goals this year was I read where you can't just want something for yourself. You got to have it bigger than yourself. So we talked about our community and how they support us. And we talked about it all year that we were going to win it for ourselves and our community. And during the third quarter of the game, we had a timeout, and I was standing there, and I saw the crowd, and I told everyone to turn around, and they got nervous, like, what do you mean turn around? So I said, turn around. I said, turn around and look at that. That's why we're here. And it was the most surreal thing I've ever seen. There was 10,000 people there from Sumner. Some think it's the biggest crowd that's ever been at one of those games for one team, okay? And like they said, 8,000 of those people didn't have any ties immediately to these kids. There was people from the state championship teams. There was people from all over. There was coaches from all over wishing us well. I truly believe that Sumner School District provides an amazing opportunity for these kids to grow up with the skills in the sports and academics to go battle life. you know, and it's a testimony to Sumner, because it's true. And I live it every day. And so I truly believe we're the best district and school in the United States. Okay. Might as well go big. All right. You know, and it was nice to see all our hard work and the kids' hard work and their dedication to this. And, you know, why not us? We said that every day. Why not us? Why does somebody else win it? Why not us? And so we made it come true. So I want to thank everyone that was part of that big journey for us. Thank you, Mr. Baines and Mr. Gaines, for hiring me 27 years ago and supporting me for all these years. And so, hey, I wish Tim Thompson was here because he was part of it and we finally did it. So thank you guys.
Pop up there. If you guys want to pick, yeah, get in there. You guys want a picture with him? Of course, get in. He's got to go on a picture. Yeah, you got it. All right.
Yeah, he's giving you the out right now. So take it. Yeah, it's really okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm totally blown away. Not only are they good athletes, but they did such a nice job speaking. And their GPAs, that's just amazing. And I love that at 17, 18 years old, they recognize the value of community. I feel like as you get older, you just realize that more and how important community is. And for them to stand here and recognize community, I thought that was pretty amazing. So state championship, pretty cool too. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Do you have more
I
superintendent
have
comments?
two quick things for you. Another amazing thing that's happening in this district. Josh Agpalza, where are you? There you are. Like, come out of the dark for just 2 seconds. Into the light. Josh Agpalza is our Director of Equity, and last night we had another one of our meetings with the Equity Advisory Council that was fantastic. The work continues to grow and thrive because of Josh's vision and your commitment to making sure that every student in this district is known, valued, and supported. Josh has incredible things on the horizon, great work for us to do under the leadership of Sarah O'Donnell. Last night you just left knowing that the world is in a better place because of people and the work that Josh does. So Josh, well done. We had 5 students there last night representing both high schools. That was one of the goals this year, is to get more student voice, and that's happening. 25 people total. But Josh, outstanding. It was just great. So thank you for your work with that. And the second quick thing, sorry about the legislative session. I go from equity advisory to legislative session. Started on Monday, and you just have some documents. I was at a legislative conference all weekend because that's what we do around here, is we make sure that we advocate for the right things in Olympia. You have some information in front of you from this weekend that I thought might be helpful. We're really looking for the big 3, MSOC, special ed, transportation, but just know that that's in front of you, and we'll continue to advocate. So, all right, that's it.
All right. Thanks, Lori. At this time, school board member comments. Bill, anything to report out?
I've been going through some information I got sent by the state on the legislative position and learning all of that. For somebody who hasn't been that involved with politics and such, it's interesting. It's a little frustrating. I don't know if Lori during her talk, but as we know, the state's not doing well financially, and asking for more is a tough ask right at the moment. But it's the right things, and so I'll be heavily involved with that.
Great. Thank you for serving in that role too and reporting back. Kevin?
Yeah, just thanks to Bill for stepping up and doing the legislative role. It's not an easy one to tackle, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of reading and understanding what's going on in Olympia. So thank you for stepping up. My only comment is I hope all of our staff had a great break and were able to recharge and spend time with their loved ones and ready to tackle the back half of the school year.
JB?
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I will say I did have the pleasure of going to the girls' basketball game last night. And as a former basketball player for Sumner High School, it was kind of fun. But two of my good friends, one that graduated in 85 and one in 86, they came with me. So we make that an annual trip, and it was a lot of fun. But I was reminded of two things. One, what an amazing environment that we have here. Again, a big part of that's due to our band. Our band makes this a really special place for the kids to play, and a really hard place for our competitors to come and play. So that is something that's great. And then they're a good basketball team. They're good. So if you get a chance to watch them, I think they might go far. So anyway, that's all.
Thank you. All right, next up is our organizational meeting. In accordance with our board policy, every January we reorganize board roles. And so tonight we're going to be reorganizing board president and board vice president. Bill, you recently decided and were voted on and nominated to serve in the legislative representative role, and you're going to continue in that role. So there's no need to, yes, thank you, vote on that. However, we will be doing board president nominations, and then we'll be voting by roll call. Are we correct, Charmaine? All right, wonderful. I'll go ahead and kick it off and nominate Kevin Lewis for board president.
Second.
Any discussion? All right. We'll go ahead and vote by roll call.
We'll now do roll call vote for the office of president. When you hear your name, you can say yes if you're in favor, no if not. Starting with Bill Gaines,
Yes.
JB Smith,
Yes.
Aaron Marquardt.
Yes.
Vote passes unanimously that Kevin Lewis will now serve as the president for the Sumner-Bonney Lake School District.
Thank you. Thanks, Charmaine. Next up is vice president, the role of vice president. Do I have a nomination for that?
I nominate Bill Gaines.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All right. We'll go ahead and vote by roll call.
Okay, we will now take roll call vote for the office of vice president, starting with Kevin Lewis. How do you vote?
Yes.
JB Smith, how do you vote?
Yes.
Aaron Marquardt, how do you vote?
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously that Bill Gaines will now serve as the vice president for the Sumner-Bonney Lake School Board.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to move to audience comments.
Thank you. The board recognizes the value of public comment on education issues and the importance of involving members of the public in its meetings. Comments from the public are taken under board advisement and may or may not receive action at a future meeting. Topics including charges or complaints against employees, employment or dismissal of personnel, acquisition of real estate, lawyer-client relationships, campaigning, and parameters for negotiations should not be discussed in audience comments. Other information, questions, or problems can usually be addressed by district staff. The audience comment period will end when all registered speakers have been heard. In order to maintain respect for all points of view, the school board requests no clapping, booing, or any other form of support or non-support.
The board will not respond to comments, but will take them under advisement. Speakers should be courteous, professional, and refrain from using profanity, vulgar language, threatening, or defamatory comments. As a reminder, individuals are not permitted to name a specific staff member, board member, or student during public comments. Failure to adhere to these guidelines may result in the board president or designee interrupting or ending the comment. Remember that your words have an impact, and you, not the school district, are responsible for your words. We caution all speakers that it is possible that your statements could violate the rights of others under various laws, including laws protecting privacy and laws prohibiting defamation. If you're unsure of the legal effect of your remarks, please seek independent legal advice. In any case, we ask that you help us model for our students what a respectful and inclusive community looks and sounds like. The audience comment process is as follows. Speakers who registered by noon yesterday will be heard. For those providing in-person public comment, when your name is called, please come up to the podium and state your name. If you're providing a virtual public comment, when your name is called, you'll be promoted to panelist. Take yourself off mute before you begin speaking. Please address comments to the school board as a whole, and you will have 3 minutes to speak and may not cede or give your time to another speaker. I will signal you when you have 1 minute remaining by ringing the bell. Our first audience comment tonight is Terry McCoy.
Good evening, Dr. Dent and the rest of you, the Board of Directors. I'm Terry McCoy. Yeah, super Board of Directors. I want to thank each of you for your involvement in an array of activities, meetings, events. I could go on and on. You make a serious commitment to the board, and I really appreciate it. Here are a few questions that I know you can't verbally give me an answer to tonight. However, your answers have powerful ramifications with the policies you pass in our district regarding parents and children under 18 specifically. When do you become a parent? When do you stop becoming a parent? What is a parent or parenthood? Who can limit you as a parent? A child under the age of 18? How would you answer those questions and on what basis? Parenthood is being challenged at every level in Washington State's educational institutions. Last June, Initiative 2081, a nonpartisan parental rights bill, was overwhelmingly and unanimously passed into law and is RCW 28A.605.005. Now it is being challenged with Senate Bill 5181. According to X, nearly half of the parental protections for children under the age of 18 in RCW 28A.605.005 have at this stage been proposed to be crossed out or extinguished, implying a significant reduction or modification in the scope of rights previously established for parents regarding their children's education and information. And again, kids under 18. According to another source, Senate Bill 5181 aims to bring the language of RCW 28A.605.005 into alignment with the anti-discrimination provisions of RCW 28A.642. Oh dear. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Please think about parents and children under the age of 18 in educational settings. Who is the primary stakeholder in the life, upbringing, and education of their child? According to RCW 28A.605.005, it's the parents. Thank you.
Our next audience comment is virtual Donna Oraves.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. My name is Donna Oraves. First, I want to thank you for all the good things you do for the education of our children. As we have witnessed tonight, I attended the state championship and it was amazing. I know that you care much for the kids and their families. Even so, I must again bring attention to a few elephants in the room that many concerned parents have brought to your attention over the years. And yet there seems to be no discussion on these subjects that are proven to be harmful to K through 12 age students. These three subjects are DEI, SEL, and the LGBTQ++ agenda. Today, I will focus on the transgender indoctrination. I feel for the children that are struggling with their sexual identity and pray that they receive the counseling that they need to accept and love the bodies they were born with. What I don't understand is why doctors, therapists, educators, and other professionals are feeding into these delusions that these children are having. I'm wondering if it's the professionals rather than the children that are the ones with the mental disorder. Why do these professionals want these confused children to permanently harm themselves? It is impossible for someone to change their sex, no matter how many hormones they take or how many surgeries they have. They can make themselves look the opposite sex, but their manufactured sex organs will never work correctly. They will never be able to know what it truly feels like to be the opposite sex. What are these professionals getting out of this? Are the doctors and therapists getting rich? Will they lose their jobs if they refuse to conform? Are the drug companies getting a lifetime patient by pushing these drugs onto the children? I think we should start addressing the motives of the adults rather than the delusions of the children. Never in US history have we allowed minors to make such life-altering decisions. Why are we doing it now? As I've warned for the past few years, truth will always win out. Many states and countries, for that matter, have passed laws against allowing this to happen to kids K through 12th grade. I know this state, our governor and school superintendent, state superintendent are buckling down on allowing this to go on in our state, even now working to change the parental rights law that was passed last year. I am sure the school teachers' unions are pressured by the state. Will Sumner-Bonney Lake School District and Board stand up for the truth before more damage is done to our kids? I look forward to hearing dialogue on this subject by the school board soon. Thank you.
Our next audience comment is Kelly McClymans.
Good evening. My name is Kelly McClymans. I'm here on my own behalf. I don't represent any government agency at this time. I just would like to remind you, we talked about community. Oh, wait, what am I thinking? Congratulations. State championship football team. That's amazing. And kids that really do like community, that also is fabulous, right? I mean, that is what the goal that you guys have set out to do. So thank you for your hard work. Thank you for the hard work that is yet ahead of you. You have some difficult decisions ahead of you this year. I can think of well over 750 million reasons that the people of Bonnie Lake and Sumner are super interested in what the board does. Anyway, so I also want to bring community was a topic. When it comes to community, and somebody else mentioned RCWs, right? The Revised Code of Washington is the law of the land. And in Washington State, the Revised Code of Washington, Section 28A, 415, 443, has some definitions that you should know that have to do with community. There is a definition for cultural competency that goes like this. So this is 28A, 415, 443. The definition of cultural competency includes knowledge of student cultural histories and contexts, as well as family norms and values in different cultures, knowledge and skills in accessing community resources and community parent outreach, and skills in adapting instructions to students' experiences and identifying cultural context for individual students. So that definition is used in the RCW and sections that have to do with your training, right? Because you're required to be culturally competent. Your teachers in the district superintendent are required to be cultural competent and to have a training program. So the question I would have for you and that you should ask is, are you aware and can you understand why this cultural competency is defined? Have you been trained? Are the teachers trained? We have, as it was just witnessed with some of the testimony and with the debate that's going on in our legislature regarding the role of parents, we have cultures in the state that differ. We have people that differ on those things. Are you trained on how to deal with those differences? Do you understand those differences? How many people are compelled on each side of those arguments? If you don't understand those, you need to, because by law, our CW requires that you do that. So look to your superintendent and the staff to train you and ensure that they're training the teachers. Thank you.
Our next audience comment is Teresa McClymans.
Up a little bit. Hello, Happy New Year. And I want to say also congratulations to those young men. What an amazing time in their life that is just stuck there forever, you know. And the coach, I was so impressed with the coach. You know, why not us? You know, he is there to not win the game, but win the hearts and the minds of these young men, you know, so that they would have the grit and the passion to do what they need to do for themselves, their families, their community, their country, you know, and just go on heights. So I think that that's just fantastic, and way to hire a great coach. And on that, with sports, there's always awesome things to learn through sports. And, you know, as you're coming together and you're pulling your own for the team and all. And my hope and prayer for this district is that when you are continuing to hire new teachers and such, that they would have that same grit, that same non-partisan type of approach to look at the individuals as human beings who have a family, who have parents, whose parents have dreams for their children. And I don't see that that coach is putting anything else into those young men. And that's what my hope is, that as teachers get hired and as a new board member comes and you're going to go through and you're going to pick the couple out of the whole list, I hope that you will allow them to have a voice that is apolitical, that is there for the community in which you serve, because not everybody is the same. Our country and all are understanding that a lot of policies that have been thrown upon us are bad, irreversible. So let's do wonderful things this year for the children, is what my hopes are. For the parents, the taxpayers, this is like holy ground. You're developing people. And I hope that you will have a board member that that is going to be for maybe the other side. I hate to say that, but yeah, the other side that thinks differently, that dares to ask tough questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our audience comments for this evening.
Thank you. Okay, we've got quite a few action items here under business matters. Let's see, Bond Oversight Committee. The district recommends, the district recommends that the Sumner-Bonney Lake Board of Directors approve the formation of a Bond Oversight Committee. Do I have a motion to approve?
Very happy to make a motion for that.
Second,
I second that.
any discussion?
Just want to say that I think it's shows the leadership in this district that we have the foresight to think of putting this type of thing in place so that there is public oversight for the taxpayer dollars that we're going to spend to build out the district. And so I think it's a really great thing to have their involvement.
Couldn't agree more.
I just want to say, when I went to WASDA, I went to, one of the sessions was on the Bond Oversight Committee, and I took all kinds of notes, and I thought, oh, this is something that we should do. And they told their story and what they did. And I came back and it was already in place. So I think it's a really good thing that we're doing.
I think we saw how important, valuable, I can't think of all the words, the committee was on planning the bond and where it got us to. So I'm just so happy that we're doing this.
Awesome. All right, the motion has been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. The administration recommends the board adopt resolution 07-2425, purchase order signature authorization, adding Brian Verley as an authorized signatory for Sumner-Bonney Lake School District. Do I have a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just more for the people watching at home, what this action is and some of the subsequent action you'll see on the agenda has to do with a retirement of our CFO, and her replacement now has to be authorized to sign everything. So that's basically what we're doing now.
Thank you. Further discussion? Motion has been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, recommendation passes. The administration recommends the board adopt resolution number 08-2425 warrant signature authorization, adding Brian Verley as an authorized signatory for the district. All those in favor say aye. That motion? How about a motion
So moved.
first? Yeah.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. The administration recommends the board adopt resolution number 09-2425 payroll postage revolving fund signature authorization, adding Brian Verley as an authorized signatory for the Sumner-Bonney Lake School District. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. The administration recommends the board adopt resolution number 10-2425 transmittal revolving fund signature authorization, adding Brian Verley as an authorized signatory for the Sumner-Bonney Lake School District. Do I have a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, for your information, the budget status report for November is included in your packet. At this time, we're going to move to instructional materials adoption. We have two materials that were presented for first reading last month. The first one we're going to take action on is My Perspectives. The administration recommends that the board adopt My Perspectives for ELA 6 through 8. Do I hear a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
All this discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. The second curriculum is Study Sync. The administration recommends the board adopt that material for ELA 9 through 12. Do I have a motion to approve that recommendation?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. All right, so for information only, we have a couple more materials for first reading. Oh, I saw this earlier. Is it voices? Thank you. I read it and I was like, oh, I hope I'm saying that right. And music play. Any questions or anything about those initially? Again, this is first reading. We'll take action next month on the possibility of adopting those. Okay. Moving on to policy matters. I feel like I'm going out with a bang. There's so much. Okay. Policy matters. We have some policies to take action on. The recommendation is that we approve the following: 3414, 3420, 3425, 3426, and 5005. Do I hear a motion to approve? the
So moved.
recommendation? A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none. All right, someone else can talk for a little bit. We have a presentation. Elle Warmouth, come on up, as well as Allison Hollingsworth. Welcome. You have a presentation on communication.
Yes.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Board Director, Superintendent Dent, for allowing us to give an update on the Communications and Community Relations Office Department. I would like to acknowledge my wonder twin, Allison, is here. She is an amazing teammate and she's absolutely instrumental to the success of the Communications Office. She will be speaking a little bit later in the presentation, but I just do want to acknowledge that she is absolutely a part of everything that I'm going to be talking about this evening. So it was absolutely a year of elections. You know this. We passed 2 levies and a bond all in one calendar year. I know there was a few months in the spring we had a little bit of a break, but you were still hearing discussions, having talks and presentations about capital facilities, about at that time what was a proposed bond for 2024. During that time, though, the Communications Office produced 2016 final bond report. You should have that in front of you. This was a very strategic publication that was mailed to all households in our school district boundary. This was just months after the board gave final acceptance on the last project of the 2016 bond. So it was really a highlight of all of our projects. We did what we said we were going to do. And it also, on the back cover, it gave folks an idea of we're not done. There's still more work to be done. Population is exploding and we need more room. So it was a kind of a twofold purpose with this publication in July before authorization of the 2024 bond. And this was a side note, this was an award winner from our school, Washington School PR Association for Publications. What I like to say is there was a bow. We put a bow on 2024 with our new district magazine, Scoop 320. You also have that in front of you as well. This was one of our non-election projects that we were able to do. I'll speak more about that later, but all of the elections were definitely our focus area of the year, but this was above and beyond our regular communications activities as well. So again, a year of election, there were rewards and awards. Oh,
So everybody wants to know, Brandon, you're on the cover.
yes.
So yes, this is you right here.
Yeah. He didn't
I
know
hear
it.
there's a signing after the meeting. Is that what I hear?
Yeah. We can find some Sharpies for those who might want an autograph. I have more copies of Scoop as well. But yes, this was a great photo. This is a photo Allison took of Brandon reading to kinders at the Early Learning Center. So it was just a great photo, and we really enjoyed highlighting our safety and security and our partnerships with the city of Sumner and Bonney Lake. So each issue of Scoop's going to have a spotlight, and that was the spotlight for this inaugural issue. So the year of elections, there was rewards and awards. So the communications team won a national award and a regional award from a couple of different organizations. So that was great to get credit for months of hard work. It really did pay off. It was rewarding, absolutely. We used the levies as kind of a test run to see if we can get over 60%. That's what bonds need to pass. And of course, we did it. And so we used the successful strategies and tactics from the levies. We used that for the bond just a few short months later. So it was all fresh in our mind. And the success absolutely was felt from my communication colleagues who, unfortunately, their bonds did not pass in November, but they called me, what is our secret to success? So I happily share with them our list of communication strategies and tactics, but one size doesn't fit all. I really credit our internal team, the leadership of Dr. Dent, and just the knowledge and strengths of our core team. So we see Marilee, Allison, and myself, but it included Lori and Marina is back here as well. They were a team who met weekly, more than weekly, months and months of hard work with, of course, a common goal, We left nothing on the table. We absolutely wanted to pass. And again, it was just an honor to be a part of the team. And passing the bond was definitely one of the highlights of my career, like a 25-year career. One of the highlights for sure. Again, using strategies that were tried and true. What did we do for the levies? We did for the bond, but on a much larger scale. So there's outputs and outcomes. There are two very different things. Outputs are activities and outcomes are the effects of the activities. And I refer to activities as communication tactics oftentimes. The strategy really was to include the entire voting population. So beyond just our families, we know how to reach our families, but the entire voting population is a little bit different. So these are just a variety of our communication tactics that we use, multifaceted variety of audiences and touch points. Some of the highlights of our outputs, I just want to highlight a few of them. The first one here is earned media. That's difficult to do. You can't pay for front page above fold in the News Tribune. That was awesome to see. What they did was echo some of our key messages, and they humanized it with interviews with our staff, our students, and our families who spoke about the need for more space. We are bursting at the seams, absolutely. And so it was great to be able to add this to our facts and information communication toolkit. We also have what I call is bond branded. So we introduced this this color orange to our district color palette just for the bond. We wanted the bond materials to stand out. We wanted the printed materials, the digital materials to be packaged as the bond. So a color, it might be a little thing, but it kind of made a big difference in packaging the materials and people really seeing this brand, this bond brand in everything we did. We also did a variety of videos. We did videos with students, with staff, but we also had some fun doing some Ready for the Future videos. And that you can see from that font, it's a play on Back to the Future. I was really pleased to understand that that spanned a lot of generations. Even our school age kids know what Back to the Future is, and they know what a DeLorean is. So when you're launching a bond facts and information campaign in July, in August, it's the height of summer vacation. No one, except for us, is thinking about a bond in November. They may be thinking about the presidential race, but they're not thinking about a bond. So how can we generate awareness, pique some interest and some curiosity? We did the Ready for the Future signs. They were blanketed all over Sumner and Bonney Lake and some of the main intersections. And so we really, again, played up the Ready for the Future with the Back to the Future theme. We knew with that QR code on all of the yard signs, we had essentially one opportunity for people to scan it. And if it went to a website or a fact sheet, that's boring. They're not going to go there again. But we did kind of a TikTok type video. And our very own David Brower was the star as Doc Brown. Yes, he did an amazing job. There was 2 videos, Ready for the Future Part 1, Part 2, and he even added to the script. He created his own lines, and he was great. Yes, he enhanced it. And he was great. We had a couple of Martys and a Jennifer, and he got to sit in a DeLorean in one of those cyber trucks. And so he even got his own lab coat because mine was too small for you that I bought for you. So there might be some cameos. Another kind of fun point to point out is our videos, they go on social media as reels. For those who aren't familiar with social media or reels, those can attract viewership from those who don't follow us. So this particular video, this was the Ready for the Future Part 2 filmed at Bonney Lake High School, 3.3 thousand views, but almost half of those viewers, they don't follow us on social media. So we were able to get those maybe non-parents or those community members who don't follow us already. So outcomes are, I think they're more of a greater measure of success. So here's a list of some of our outcomes. The last 3 there are kind of what we're going to be focusing on as we move to then maintain communication in how we're going to promote the progress of the bond, and it's maintaining that community trust. Our voters, 64%, trusted us passing this bond, and we want to maintain that trust, and we want to tell the story of the investment in our students and schools and what that looks like in enhanced teaching and learning environments for our buildings, our facilities. What is that going to look like, and humanize the progress? There's also opportunities through our outcomes, and part of that is keeping with communicating to our broader community. All of this is going to be part of a larger communication plan, multifaceted communication plan about communicating progress. It's more about school construction of our bond projects. Part of that is developing a new bond identity. The Develop, Innovate, Grow, or DIG, sometimes we refer to it. That was our identity from the 2016 bond. We want a brand new identity, and so just today we met with a branding and design firm taking us through an exercise, brainstorm exercise on what will our new identity look like. What do we want to evoke as far as feelings? And so hopefully we'll see a first draft in a few weeks on that. So that bond identity is going to be tied to everything we do related to the construction progress. So there's Brandon again. So a little bit more about Scoop 320, and hopefully y'all know that 320 is our school district number. That's where that comes from. Scoop is just giving you the inside scoop about the district. So it's more than just the bond, but part of this district magazine is going to be talking about the bond in every single issue. There's going to be a fall issue and a spring issue. There's going to be a spotlight, a different spotlight in each issue. And really it's going to the mailboxes of all of our residents in our school district boundary, about 20,000 households, meeting them where they're at, which is their mailbox. Also circling back to our facts and information campaign, I'd mentioned a variety of audiences outside of our families. It's our senior citizens, it's our service groups, our civic groups, really wanting to maintain communication and connection with them, letting them know where we're at with the bond, but all of the other great stuff that's going on. So just really important to keep connected. Next, I'm going to pass it on to Allison.
Hello, good evening, board. Thank you all. So yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about our operational goals, specifically around digital media a little bit. So we created goals last year around our website, social media, and Peachjar, which is our electronic flyer distribution system. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on the next slides, but overall we're on track and in some areas exceeding our goals. So you may have remembered, if you were here last year when we presented to you, we were launching a new website. And so we successfully did that last fall, and it's been going well. We really wanted to focus on increasing viewership on our website. So we wanted to increase our total views by 5% overall. And increase our news and stories pages, which is really, we wanted to focus on informing the public. What are we doing here in the district? So we were able to, we are meeting those goals and the news page, and we are working on the other two. And we also wanted to focus on engagement in our website too. So one of the ways we can look at that is by bounce rate on our website. So this is the percentage of our website visitors who go to our website and leave after one page. So we want that percentage to be lower. So we are working on lowering that. And we want people to really go to our website and find what they're looking for, right? Find that information. A fun fact is in this last year, we've had more than 1,500 translation requests on our website. About 40% of those are Spanish and 28% are Ukrainian. And Sumner High School and Daffodil Valley were the two school websites with the highest number of translation requests. All right, and for social media, we really focused on Facebook and Instagram, which is where we see the most engagement. And we wanted to increase our engagement by 5%. We've reached that with Instagram, and we're almost there on Facebook. But we really wanted to focus less on followers or, reach, and really, again, on engagement. Are people really engaging with the content that we put out? And so we really focused on that piece. And Elle mentioned a little earlier about the sort of shorter form content for videos. People really loved the Ready for the Future videos that we've been putting out. So we focused on those a little bit more, and that can show us who's following us, who are seeing it, and who maybe are not following us that sees that. And, that kind of, again, we want to reach that broader audience and let them know what we're doing here at the Sumner-Bonney Lake School District. And our first Ready for the Future video with Doc and Marty had 9 real followers, so people saw that and followed us, which is, it's fun for us. We're looking at that sort of thing. So Peach Jar is our electronic flyer distribution system that I mentioned earlier. So it really allows nonprofits and organizations to submit flyers about events or other information to reach our families. But this is also a great tool for us to use internally, so we can share out, events that are going on in the district. And we really wanted to utilize this more. It's another way for us to reach our families. So our goal was to increase the number of flyers we internally sent out, and we're working on that goal, and then also increase total actions that our families take when they receive those flyers. So that could be they see something and they want to sign up, or they want to call, or they want to learn more. And so we're looking at if they're really engaging with what we are sending out. And there's an example up there for the safety night for secondary schools that Bonnie Lake High School hosted. So that's just an example of what we might send out through Peach Jar. Do we have any questions overall?
Not a question, but just more comment. I really appreciate the work that you're doing specifically on translation services. I know that's a lot of work. We have a lot of different cultures and languages that are spoken in this district, and the fact that you're taking care of those needs is very admirable. Thank you.
I think, no, that's okay. You can walk away as I talk. It's fine. No, it's fine. Just a comment. I can't remember how long ago, but years ago, I know Rick and Deb and I can't remember, Kevin, if you were part of that, but we kind of challenged a little bit, the communications team to really increase communication to our community. And I just want to say, you guys have delivered on that tenfold. I'm just so proud of the communication that goes out to families, the multi ways that you try to reach really not just our families, but the stakeholders in our community to make them better informed of the things that are happening in this district, and the many different ways that you're doing that. Kudos to you. Thank you for taking that on and doing it in such a way that we can really be proud of that. And only in the Sumner-Bonney Lake School District do we have data to support the results. So of course you do. Anyway, I just want to thank you because I know it was a big effort, and we appreciate your work around that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
I just want to say congratulations. I mean, I think, there's a lot of times we talk about outputs or we talk about what we're doing, but we don't actually have some of the hard evidence of how that's, being perceived. And I think in your awards, in the passing of bonds, in the passing, in the work that you've done, is clear that what you guys are doing is resonating. And I will say that when I received this piece, I was really impressed at how, like you said, it put a bow on things, because it really, I think one of the challenges is that a bond project, it's such a long process and everybody's in it in the moment. And then it feels like it goes quiet because it's all this stuff behind the scene. I mean, it's easy to see progress when people are digging up, foundations and putting up buildings, but it's hard to know what's happening in that time ahead of that. And also to remember what it was that we were promising in the beginning, and that those things actually were delivered. And so this was a really nice way to show that we delivered what we promised. And I am looking forward to seeing how you continue to build that trust with the community through the long period of this next bond project. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well said, JB. Any other questions, comments?
I just echo what they've said, the product you're putting out, the communications. The one thing, having been able to work with Elle and over on this side, is all of this is amazing, but none of the daily work gets put aside. You still have the announcements that constantly have to go out, the emergency situations. Gosh bless if we never have snow. All of those things. And I know I said, gosh bless, I hope we never have snow. I know. But Lori, I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock and go check anymore. But I know none of that goes to the side. And I don't think people realize that. I mean, you have these amazing products, and the everyday stuff that takes a full day doesn't go away. So thank you guys so much, because I know you put so much heart and soul into it.
Thanks again.
Thanks. Okay, we have two pieces. We have two pieces for your information. One from the Equity Advisory Council, a report, and then the Public Records Transparency Report. Thank you to Josh and Abigail for preparing those for us. Any board discussion this evening? We started with you, Bill. We'll start with JB this time.
The only thing I want to say is, one of the things is that I noticed that we, looks like we hired some paraeducators recently, which I know we've been trying to do, and which is so important to supporting our teachers and supporting our students. So I was really happy to see that.
Thanks. Kevin, any board discussion?
Just to piggyback on that, I noticed that there was a 42.27 year teaching experience retirement that we voted on. So congratulations to that wonderful staff member. Other than that, no, that's it.
Thanks. Bill.
I never know where these actually go in. I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of our teachers, Kelly, Dan, and her army that we've heard from for the last 2 months. One of the hardest things I think that once again is behind the scenes is anytime you change curriculum, update curriculum, change tactics that are going across district wide. And for the last 2 months, we've been able to, in study sessions, hear about math and ELA. Hope I got the terms right. I'm old. And where we're at, and kind of bare our souls where we're at with our scores, what we're doing. But so much more important is, what are we doing to change those trends and get where we want to get to? And I know the commitment of all of those people, paraeducators, teachers, all of the administration, and that is, it's some unbelievable heavy work that doesn't get acknowledged, and you guys are doing a great job. So thank you so much for that. And I know that we're going to see some great results very, very soon. I know Kelly will not allow us not to see great results very, very soon. So thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Any further discussion? All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next month, Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. right here in the central office boardroom for our next board meeting. We are adjourned.